I'm kind of nervous for this one.
Why are you nervous?
I don't know. It's just like a big announcement and a big project that we're about to start.
It's crazy.
Also, I hope they like it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. It just feels like such a big deal that we are so insanely excited about.
Yeah.
That you hope that.
But now we're finally telling them.
Yeah, we've been thinking about it for months.
Yeah. As you guys know, we've been traveling in our beautiful tiny house on wheels for the last 4 years throughout pretty much the entirety of the Americas.
And now we're entering this season due to COVID where we're going to be in one place for a little bit longer and rest and restore and get ready before we go back out on the road. 2020 has revealed to all of us what a privilege travel is. I mean, we've had the opportunity to experience this lifestyle for the last 4 years, and it's just now hitting us how fortunate we were to be able to do this. And now that we're going to be in one place for a little bit longer, we have been actively looking for ways that we can start to give back to you guys, to the community that's given us so much, given us that opportunity to be on the road. And we want to find ways that we can hopefully open up doors for more people to experience the kind of things that we've been able to experience.
In our last video, you guys saw us completely destroy our van. We are so excited to build back our van better than ever. But because we're not going to be traveling for a bit, that build can wait. So we're actually going to do a different build, a different van, a van for you guys. For the last few months, we've been talking to our friends over at Moonfab. I don't know if you guys remember them. They're a company founded by van lifers, and they share our vision for making van life more accessible.
This guy is the founder of the company. His name is Matthew, and he is a former van lifer himself. Matthew actually has a van sitting around collecting dust right now that no one is using. So we are working together in collaboration with Moonfab to make the van for the people.
I'm so excited! Van for the people! Tiny little detail, the van actually is not here. It's in San Francisco. So before we go and pick it up, we're going to be working on the design. My favorite part. So this is going to be a van available for anyone to take out for a short period of time to try out van life. Because this van will be used by multiple people though, that presents some design challenges as the layout will need to cover a broad spectrum of needs.
This project I feel like can feel incredibly intimidating and overwhelming because we know what we want in our builds. Yeah. Right? We've only ever built to our desires.
That's so true.
But now for the first time, we need to start thinking about there's hopefully going to be dozens and dozens and dozens of different people using this build. Yeah. That's dozens of different needs. So I'm having a hard time even knowing where to start. Like spit out like 3 things that you think are priorities, like non-negotiable.
Okay, one big thing I think is like toilet and shower needs to be in there.
Okay.
Because these are people that are traveling for a short period of time and they're not accustomed, most likely, to not having a toilet and not having a shower. So I think that's going to be really important. Accessibility, ease of use.
Ease of use.
You know what I'm saying? Like we can't have really complicated, ways to fill up the water tank or really complicated, you have to turn on and off the propane tank every time. Like that's dangerous.
Has to be intuitive. One thing you were mentioning earlier was we don't need the same level of storage capacity.
Yeah.
Because we're not talking long-term storage. Like we don't need winter clothes. Like how much of our storage was taken up by tools, winter clothes, unnecessary bikes, and a surfboard? Like half a van's worth. Right.
So I think maybe next step is to talk to Matthew.
Love it. Let's just give the guy a call.
Cool. One of the things that I think is really important when you're designing the layout of a van is getting really clear on what the priorities are, just because we're working with a super small space. And so what I wanted to do with you is kind of just really imagine what would a day in the life be of someone who's using the van.
My previous life, before I started doing this, I was a design researcher. And one of the things that the contributions of our team in both of the jobs I worked in was user personas. If we constructed kind of a persona, we could start with that. Who is this person? We give this person a name, because then we don't have to say like me or you. Like, I imagine someone, it is a single woman and her name is Stephanie.
Okay.
I don't know why, that's just what came to mind. 36 years old, and she is a badass woman. She has a career, but she loves spending time outside. Maybe she climbs, maybe she rides a mountain bike, maybe she paddles. I'm not quite sure, but she's an athlete. And she is going to take advantage of this opportunity to be able to work from anywhere that her job now affords her, and do it, like get to where she's closer to the things she wants to do.
I want to design Stephanie's day. I mean, if she's working, if she's taking this opportunity because she has the opportunity to work remotely, then she needs a solid table. Like she needs a place that
A workspace.
a workspace that's really comfortable. Does she need to take showers every day?
I think she does, right? Like a woman like this, a career woman, is not gonna fly smelling gnarly.
If she's going to go on a bike ride before a Zoom meeting, then it seems like showers they need to be available.
Yeah, then same with toilet, right? Like,
Yeah.
right? I mean, we're talking about like a badass career woman who's not roughing it like a college kid. Well, okay, so we're talking about outdoor activities, biking, climbing, things like that. We're gonna need storage space of some capacity.
Now that we had our design priorities laid out, it was time to start putting some real ideas together.
I think we need to make a couple designs, to be honest.
Okay.
Just because there's not going to be one perfect design, let's just make a few versions.
Yeah.
And then we can like assess them back to back.
Yep.
And see which one holds up better.
Yes.
My little busy bee. You've just been holed up in here.
I know, I've been working very hard on these designs. I feel like a total baller because Van Space is giving me the opportunity to make a 3D model of this van.
Wow, shout out to Van Space.
Huge shout out. This gives me a really great idea of what the space is going to be like what the dimensions are and everything, and how, you know, the table and the chairs and the kitchen and the bed and everything fills the space.
Right.
All right, well, I'm going to keep messing around with this design. So far, so good.
So far, so good. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, I'll leave you to it.
All right, bye. All right, we have our designs locked and loaded.
I love them both. I've never seen either of these designs before. Most people are building for themselves and building long term, so the opportunity to build a multi-purpose short-term van, it's unique.
I kind of want to build both of them, to be honest.
I badly want to build both of them. You know what? I mean, we have another van to build.
Right, okay, we'll get to that.
I'm interested to see which of these designs you guys like, because we are going to be making the decision in real time. If you like design number 1, comment number 1, design number 2, comment number 2.
So, would you like to run through design number 1?
Yes.
Okay.
And this build in particular is meant for a single traveler. So everything is fairly small, fairly compact, but you just get a ton of flow and space and breathing room in this van. The core of this build is the Murphy bed that's on the wall. We're going to be putting storage below and above that Murphy bed. Having a Murphy bed creates a flow all the way through the van, which we have never had in one of our builds, and we always wish that we had more of. Because this van is the Moonfab van, and they have these unbelievable awnings that are going to be popped up all the time, the plan for this van is that there will be a lot of outdoor space utilized really, really well. So we kept that in mind, and we put the kitchen in the back. That means this is going to be a small kitchen for when the van is all closed up. It'll be just what it needs to be. And then once we open up the back doors, we're going to have some sort of convertible mechanism where we can slide a counter out. You could do some cooking outside and just create a nice little camp space out the back. Now in the front part comes the more interesting and tricky part of this design. As we've said, we need to prioritize a toilet and we need to prioritize a shower, because no matter who this person is out in this van, that's likely important to them. We have hidden the toilet and the shower in this build inside of both of the main chairs in this breakfast nook. So one, we plan to have the toilet under it in a sealed sort of way, and the other, we plan to have an interesting shower contraption. But in its normal form, this is going to be a breakfast nook with 2 chairs and a table, really, really sturdy. And we're also planning to have an option where the table can fold right up against the wall and convert into a couch. I would love to build this van. That's why I love this, because it looks just so freaking fun and interesting to build, because we've never built anything like it before.
So one of the things that I was really interested in exploring, especially when we're talking about accessibility and making this van really available to multiple different types of people with different types of needs and everything, I was thinking security, safety. Maybe that's a big concern we should have. So I'm thinking we could build a wall between the passenger driver's seat and the living space. because then, I don't know, I feel like there's like an added level of security there. Another added benefit of having that division there is you get a whole new wall, and in this small of a van, that is really, really valuable space. So we decided to put the kitchen right here, and then moving around, we have a whole shower and toilet area. I really like this because for people who are new to van life, maybe, you know, pulling a pop-up shower out, trying to dig to find the toilet, maybe that's not the best move. So having it all set up already, easy to use in a, you know, little compact room could be really cool. So this back area of the van actually has 3 different modes. One important thing to note is it is going to be a raised floor here where the couch / bed is going to be, so that we have a little bit of extra storage for maybe water, electrical, even gear, stuff like that. The first mode is kind of couch mode. We have the bed up against the wall, kind of like a futon situation, and then against the other wall, we're gonna have 4 different cubes. 2 of them on the either ends are going to stay stationary. The other 2 in the middle are gonna be the ones that move around, which give us the 3 different modes. The second mode is obviously just bed mode. We can fold the couch down, and it would be a really big bed, which is an added bonus of this design. The third mode, which I'm pretty proud of, is basically the 2 middle cubes can pick up, move to the sides, and now you have a gigantic U couch around the table. So plenty of space to work, plenty of space to host. I bet you could probably get 6 to 8 people in there if you wanted to. I think it's just kind of different and fun. Like, I've never seen this before. With lots of excitement and a little bit of nerves, we presented both of these designs to Matthew. He immediately knew which one we were going to build.
So after going over both of these builds, you're feeling better about building them?
I think, yeah, I think I like building them.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Rock and roll, man. All right, let's build it.
Yay.
Well, after weeks of designing and weeks of Zoom calls, we have made it to San Francisco. This is actually the room that Matthew has been sitting in, Zoom calling us. Yeah. And right now, we're going to go from San Francisco over to Oakland and go pick up the actual van where it's being stored.
And then we're just going to drive it home.
How far are we from home?
Like 26 hours from home, something like that.
26 hours. We have no mattress or anything, so
yeah,
this is
gonna
gonna
be a long drive.
Old school days.
Old school days.
Wow, look at this beautiful place.
Hello, I'm Matthew.
I'm Bree. I'm Bruce.
I'm Bruce.
Oh, you're the owner of the van, and the original idea was that you were gonna build this out and do this, right?
That was the plan, and then I got sidetracked by this moonshade project. So I'm gonna let you guys do it.
Ooh,
sounds good, Dad.
Letting go.
All right, are we ready to go check out the van?
Let's do it.
Let's do it, baby. So we just crossed a bridge from San Francisco, heading right over here to Oakland. Matthew, why are we heading from your apartment in San Francisco to Oakland?
The van is parked in Oakland because it was stolen from in front of our apartment in San Francisco, our apartment, aka Moonshade World headquarters.
Yeah.
It was stolen and recovered on the street in Oakland. I just need to find a place to store it because I don't want to take it back to my apartment where it got stolen.
Where it got stolen, right? Just to get stolen again.
And he said, well, I think my neighbor across the street has a lot where he rents out to a couple of people who have vans who park them there. So I just moved it across the street from where the folks who stole it were living out of it on the street. And now it's just on the other side of the fence. I did not remove anything from the new apartment that was set up.
Oh, right. Okay.
In the van.
So we're gonna find it in like the last, how you found it mode, basically.
Basically how I found it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's not. It doesn't look good.
Oh my god. Whoa. It's literally a homeless van in there. Oh my god. I can't wait to open that up. What? I gotta knock the cobwebs out here. Anything's gonna run out on its own? Nope.
Let's see what it looks like.
Alright, what does it look like in here? Whoa. Wow, that is some dank stuff. But wow, it's also so badass. Yo, true. Moment of truth, as it is with all vans that have been sitting for extended periods of time.
See if it starts and the battery's alive. Woohoo!
Boom, easy start, beautiful start. That's a 2017 Sprinter start right there for you.
And it's a good sign for this drive.
It's a good sign for this drive indeed. This just turned on the lane assist, the distance warning, blind spot assist. I didn't even know blind spot existed.
Wow, how fancy.
Wow, very fancy indeed. Oh, this is gonna be a beauty to drive. Bye.
Bye,
See you soon.
Oh, but it's really rainy actually. Let me take the camera inside.
All right, this is gonna be our seat.
Oh, okay.
This is the beginning of the conversion. Step one, we got a seat. I think that's crooked. Well, your camera's crooked, but it didn't matter. Who cares? It's the end of a 27-hour drive. How would we ever care about crooked things?
We really didn't want to bore you guys with like
27 hours of us driving.
us driving nonstop. Well, everyone, we are so excited to start this build. We have ideas absolutely exploding out of our ears,
Yeah.
especially after like talking with Matthew and some of the things that he's been thinking about.
Yeah.
Again, this is a van for the people.
Yeah,
so
guys.
if you guys have any thoughts for us, make sure you're voting on which design you think we should be doing.
And literally any thoughts, whether it's like materials, whether it's just functionality, like anything. If you want to use this build, tell us what you like about it or what you don't or what you would want to do, because we want your feedback.
We're seeing this as just like a huge collaboration between a lot of different people. So
yeah,
we're pretty excited about it.
And one more thing, we are going to be telling you more details about how practically you can use this build, because as we've shared, our dream is for people like you to take this out for 2 or so weeks at a time with no cost to you, so you can experience travel. We are putting the whole program together right now, so throughout this whole build we will be telling you more, so stay tuned to find out those details.
And we won't be putting out the first build video for a few weeks, so
we'll see you guys in 3 weeks.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, see you in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
We're gonna go get sweating and building and everything.
Kind of get into it first.
Yeah.
All right,
Bye,
guys. We'll see you later. Bye.